It's another exciting week, another exciting episode of It's a Wrap. My name is Sipho, and I am super excited to be in conversation with one of our guests today. We're always celebrating actors, storytellers, people who make us forget our troubles by just sitting and watching them on TV. Sometimes we even feel like we know them, but the truth of the matter is that we only know them when they tell us about themselves. Today, the men that I have here, when we started out, were men one and men two on a cast list, right at the bottom. But today, I've seen him go through to become one of the top actors in this country, and I'm honored to have him here. Who am I speaking about? None other than Phumello Khoza. Bafo. How are you doing?
Man, I'm blessed in faith. Ngezwa ngakuwe.
I am super blessed. I'm so grateful, and I always say I'm excited when I start this show and the conversations that I have because I genuinely love having conversations.
Sure.
But the beauty of this is that I'm having conversations with people that I admire as well. I admire actors. I love actors as a fellow actor, but also as a fan. I'm just a fan of the space, and so thank you for pulling through.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start the show always with a simple question. If begune billboard somewhere, en ban ban or arntonton, a massive with your face, and it had a caption that captured the essence of who you are, what would it read? What would be written on it?
Bezubhalwa, here is your champion.
Here is your champion.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Yes. Driving down, there's the champion there. Here's your champion. Why that?
Because I believe I'm a champ in everything that I do. Basically, ekuthenini reach out to people, touching lives, telling those stories, because the stories that we tell are there to uplift abantu, they are there to give hope to abantu, they are there to do izinto ezinhle nezinkulu empilweni zabantu. So I believe ukuthi ngiyileyo champion. Ngithunyiwe kahle.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love that, but I also know that being a champion comes with champions are not made out of waking up and thinking they're champions. They have to face life.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes life
definitely
gives them the hardest of battles to fight before they can be crowned these champions. So being a person who says your story will say, here's your champion. What are some of those things that have been probably battles that the fact that you're sitting here today, almost such?
Yeah, umusa umkhulu. Before ngiba i-champion, mina ngumntwana kaNkulunkulu. I'm also a champion la ngihlala khona, la ngibuya khona. Ngikhulele eDaveyton. Basically uPhumelo umntwana ozalwa uSiphiwe, who is no more. My mom is late, uSiphiwe Khoza. No baba naye ngonjalo uSelby. Ngakhuliswa ugogo, very strong woman. A very strong woman. So kahle isandla sikagogo iso esesa harness of the champion. The champion in me. Eyintweni engizenzayo mina ngikhule ngumntwana osenkonzweni. In as much as I grew up with my other siblings and cousins and stuff, because ifamily yethu, especially with generation yethu, it's big. So ugogo wayehlala aqinisa isandla kimi ukuthi wena ngifuna ngapha. But I didn't understand at the time, but kuthe makuloko kuhamba isikhathi manje hayi man lento le iyazenzakalela ngaphakathi kimi ngiyayibona ukuthi hayi man, this is where I belong, this is actually what I'm supposed to be doing. You understand? But at the same time ngikhule ngulomntwana lo ngikhulele eKasi mfethu. Ekukhuleni kwami, like just like any other boy okhule eKasi, obviously kuba khona ubustoti and especially me being a curious kid. This is what you'll hear from every artist. They grew up curious.
Yeah.
You understand? They wanted to discover stuff. They wanted to discover. That was me. You understand? So, ngikhulele David Tony, busy lapha.
Yeah.
Busy too much. Busy too much. And again, ngikhula in an environment whereby there are people esithi masibabuka sibukela kubo ba role models. Kukhona ama-soccer players. Vele iDavid Tony yaziwa kakhulu ngama-soccer players, and I was a boy obedlala ibhola. You understand? I was a boy obedlala ibhola. Listen, I'll take you through a journey yami ukuze ngifike ku-acting. Okay?
We'll get to that journey. I'm still trying to. I was wanting to figure out what makes the champion, but I get it. Growing up in the hood, the struggle, the loss of parents, being raised by ukoko. So life didn't give you the ideal toys as you came up. But with the ones that you did have, you were able to shape the man that we are able to converse with today.
Yes, definitely.
So, I mean, glad to touch on the fact that you played soccer as well.
Yeah.
Were you any good? Because I have a lot of guests that have played, that speak about their soccer days. So, is the skill still there?
Yeah. Isasekhona. Mfethu lento le mawunayo nayo, mawunayo nayo.
Mina zangayitopa, so that's why I'm always fascinated speaking to soccer people. Ngazi amajita makho kote ejardini ukuthi kushoti player kusho ukuthi vele kushoti player. Mabathi ntwana uya game vandag. Yazi ukuthi khona ongekho. And then linkhinde lapha na mithi base ngilapha
still bashort.
Ifike out ithi but ntwana sizokufaka le sokufaka hlala ebench. So soccer LV has been a journey that is I was never, and I was in the hood as well, growing up in the hood. But what are some of the lessons that you think you've taken from growing up in the hood? Because this show is about celebrating story, and we'll visit some of your characters that you've played. But being an actor in South Africa is an actor in a black continent. And stories that you have been telling or had the privilege of telling are our stories. So how has the hood, the sports, the exposure, the life of the streets and the church shaped the man? How has it shaped the you when you then start to get into process of the actor? But I want to know the man before the actor.
As ngithanda the way ubeka ngakhona, like uyipackage ngakhona. In these little segments ukuthi bengenzani. As a young kid growing up, I was involved in eziningi. Meaning I was participating in sports. I was participating enkonzweni, eculeni. I was there nje kahle kahle nje esikoleni. Okay, mina I grew up this shy kid, and I still am shy namhlanje.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it because a lot of actors have got that thing of being who we love what we do.
Yes.
But we can do without the other things that comes with it.
You see.
Yeah.
So esikoleni I would participate, especially magnama pageants. Remember those? My pageants, Mr. What, SK leader. So yes, that was me. That was me, and I enjoyed doing those things. Ngidlala idiski, and then there was this year now. I think it was 1999. Yeah, around 99. There was a show that was shot in my hood. Yizo. Yizo changed the way I looked at things. Gakhulukazi, because it was an educational show. But now, I was able to go to watch them perform a setting, so I got inspired. I was like, no, that's what I wanna do. That's what I wanna do. Ngibabona lapha abo Zakes, abo Chavas. I'm like, yo,
wow,
this is lovely.
Wow.
And before that, I grew up a curious kid. bekune TV ekhaya. I think ekhaya bekune TV. It was one of two houses ebezine TV in the entire street.
Eswatini. So kubuthi
Yeah.
uzobheka la
Remember my video in this
yini VCR. Yes.
VCR. Mina ekhaya bekunale yebita le amakhasethi angaka.
Oh.
Beta cassettes and stuff. So bekunokuthi makudlala abo Good is Nice we recorded. So I had my collection. Recorder nami. Bangithengela ama MT wami. Ngiya record. But now I was curious as to labantu bangena kanjani ngala. Until one day man ngize ngibuze old lami ngithi hayi man mama. Are you sure ukuthi abantu abangeni ngale movie or kanjani? Ngiyaya amangithi mara ngizongena phi la. You understand? But I was fascinated by the world of TV stories, drama and stuff because I grew up in those days bangibiza ulaqasha. I even had the umpini wepiki. Remember that?
Yeah.
I even had that. Ngibamba as heavy as it was. Ngibamba and I would mimic Upraton, what Upraton would do there. Ulaqasha. So abangani bakababa mabazile, they would be like, gosh.
It's because of the resemblance in looks at the time?
No. It's because bengithanda ukumimika.
I hear you.
Yes. I knew It's Good is Nice.
Yeah.
Line for line.
Yeah.
You understand? So bengumntwana nje always be glued up escreenini ngibhekile laphayana and okay ngiyibambe lento yenza so ngithi okay mina ngizoyenza nami. So manje ubaba mina naye beka supporta this thing wazongitholela lelo umpini wepiki so that I can do nalento yenyawo.
Yes.
So yeah, it was nice. Then fast forward to iminyaka yezizwa laphayana mfethu I was watching uZola. I remember the first time seeing Uzola. He had dreads. I was watching Uzola 7, Bemkunda my dreads. And everyone was like, no, Papa Action, and I was like, okay, mina ngazlo Papa Action.
Yeah.
You understand? Ngazlo Papa Action but no, he did a great job.
He did
a great job. So all of those experiences being eKasbe City Motlar. Yeah, smart.
Yeah, Motlar, Mr. Watwat.
So all of those things
they come together now.
And I was exposed to so many stories. And I was stories as a church.
Yeah.
A church nabantu abaningi bengihlanganyela nabo. Esikolweni there are kids who come from different backgrounds so bengihlangana nabantu aba different almost daily. That's how I was able to ngicelele izitori up until ngibona leya yizo I was like this is what I want to do.
What you're saying about the different spaces makes me wonder what makes an actor an actor.
An actor
is the actor born or is he made? Or can he be both, born and made?
Before you can be an actor, you need to have the love of telling stories.
Yeah.
You understand? And yes, you are born a performer. You are born having that ability to perform. And not only performance, like it's an artistic ability. Because these things are spiritual as well. You understand? So anyone who has an artistic ability bazalwa na isipho kubo and bona ke manje their responsibility is to go and share it with the world and make sure ukuthi lesi sipho sihlala siphila bayasifeed. You need to feed it as well. We feed it. So that uma ifika ebantwini ifika iphelele igcwele iyawuyenza lo msebenzi lo ekumele iwenze ebantwini, because sometimes mina nginokubona nje manje ama-actors mawa-actor they want to look good on screen. Yeah, ngifuna bangishaya ngale side leli, mangi-actor ngale side leli bangibona grand. No, it's not about you, it's about the story and the mandate ebekelwe leso story ukuthi isenze ebantwini abazobe be-consumer lezi story lezi, you understand. So yeah man, an actor is born.
An actor is born.
Yeah, an actor is born.
What is an actor?
An actor mina ngizokubekela ke ngami umuntu o-interpreta i-text.
Okay.
Yes, uthatha i-text what is on the script, ayinikeze umphefumulo, ayinikeze izandla, ayinikeze inyawo, igijimele. Yes.
I love that. I love that. Uthi lesi Sipho, we feed it. Njani. Because there are actors that are watching the show. How does one, and different generations, there are even parents that are watching the shows that have kids who are expressing interest in this field, but the parents are undecided or not sure. How does one feed the gift and help it to mature to a point of, because sometimes we dismiss things because they're not yet fully grown.
Yes.
And then we think that they're not working, not necessarily because they wouldn't. So give us some of the practical things and ways to feed this gift.
By saying kumele feed, isho ukuthi you first yazi ifana nani lento, uma ngabe uthi uthanda intombi awuveli nje uye entombini first day uthi hayi ngiyakuthanda. You need to have seen certain qualities ngayo leyo ntombi leyo before you can even approach them and ubazisa ngalendlela le ofila ngayo ngabo. Injalo lento le ifuna isikhathi sokuthi uyi-research as much as okay ungayibona ichaze, but now ukuchaza kwakho ukuthi ichaze yona it needs ukuthi nayo ikuthathe ukuthi ikise lapha uyo-research ukuthi okay this is acting. Mangiqala ngi-actor kuyenzakalani. And because acting is a skill that needs to grow. Makumele uyifita nge-information. There's nothing that beats the information. And information acting, it also becomes practical. It becomes practical. Now you become umuntu osozovela uhlale manje observe abantu. Uyakwazi manje ukuthi okay, you study about a human psychology. You understand a human behavior based on that psychology.
Yeah.
You study relationships between amongst people, relationships. Okay, ama classes atize in terms of social classes.
Yeah.
Kahle. What okay, laba behavior kanje because of 1 2 3. Oh laba. All right, which means mina. And at the same time, you need to be able to learn about this person.
Yeah.
This person being yourself.
Yeah.
And that's a journey that goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
You understand? Ukuthi ufunde ngawe ukuthi okay, mina nguzibani. Ngizalwa uzibani. What is it that I like? Ngithanda ikhala eso. But it might differ. No Sipho ukuthi uthanda ini. You understand? But now you need to be fascinated by why Sipho athanda 1 or 2 as opposed to what when uithanda. So that's when now you start learning about people, you start learning about the environment, you learn about yourself as well, and you learn about family values, because now you need to have this love, this genuine love of telling stories.
Yeah.
Just telling stories.
Yeah.
And it's not through acting pain. It's you need to have utando and the hunger as well of telling stories, not just telling them, ne, but absorbing information so that these stories come to you. Now you become able to consume them as well. Ziningi indlela. You understand? I love this collection. Magibuga. You understand? There's so much information here.
Yeah.
Just nje this part in here, there's so much information. So as a storyteller, you need to appreciate umsebenzi wabanye.
I love that.
Yeah, appreciate umsebenzi wabanye so that uncele lezi zinto ezinhle, because umsebenzi, we cannot be inspired siyithi nje without having to see umsebenzi womunye umuntu. Yazi ifana nani le? Ifana when you are a writer, I know you are a writer. You can't just rock up namhlanje or uvuke ekuseni uthi I'm a writer. You need first to be a reader.
Yeah.
You need to start reading.
Reading, honing the craft.
Yes.
I like the concept of sebenzisayo of ukuncela, which is in English wouldn't be sucking because it sounds wrong. Sounds super wrong. But being fed, feeding yourself. When does it stop? Because I'm noticing that we normally speak about being hungry, learning, getting new information only in the fundamental stages. I find that once an actor has done 2-3 productions, they arrive. You ask the actor about anything in terms of exercises, they almost approach every next project as an expert and no more as with a curiosity they went with to the first set.
Yabo isuke ihambe wrong masifika lapho.
Yeah.
As impilo ne iyimpilo life. Akukho la uzothi ngiyastopa ukufunda.
Yeah.
You learn every day. You learn every day. Even the exercises like you're mentioning it now. You need to go on, be consistent. Be consistent with what you do so that you grow even more from usuke kule point. Like the sky is the limit, bruh. Sky is the limit. Akho ukuthi hayi mina sengifikile sekuphelele. There's no limit in terms of ufunda uze ufike ufunda uze uyongena egodini.
And bekusho njalo, but I see ukuthi we are too quick to raise aspects and too quick to crown legends, We see a person in 3 productions, 4 productions, maybe they've been in the industry for a decade or so, and we introduce them as a legend. And they carry themselves as a legend. And I wonder if we've become a generation of legends that have not been, that are crowned before their time. And that's what makes a lot of people then stop, pursuing the growth part. What do you do when because I said earlier on when we started, I met you on the set of Mashashai. Yeah. And you were playing Man 2 and you were a hobo.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by how your truth, I love truth. I'm always seeking truth and I'm always drawn to. So when you played your character and I looked at how your eyes went there, I was like, damn, we need to get back and work. I was so inspired to working and pushing further because I was like, that level of truth, of just being a nobody, nowhere, but being everybody somewhere and very present was very beautiful for me. Yeah. But now you've played in so many other shows since then. How do you maintain the need and a desire to stay curious and continue to work on the craft? What do you do to not lose the skill and to grow the skill?
Into engizokutshela yona ne ukuthi with every new production engiyenzayo futhi bazakutshela abangaziyo, I go into those productions very nervous. Ama-nerves wami abangokuthi I want to do extremely well on that particular role and I want to reach the truth as you were just saying njengamanje of that character to portray that character truthfully. So ama-nerves abalapho ngaphandle nje we-acting futhi, because mina there are other art forms involved
Yeah.
and every time a project comes, kuba ngathi ngangena phansi kombhedo mfethu. It's challenging yourself.
Yeah.
You need to challenge yourself. Ungarepeat umsebenzi okay wawuyenza before. Don't repeat anything. This is a clean slate. Take it as a clean slate, and at the same time ulokhunje be truthful by being that person. You understand? So yeah, man, ifuna nje lento le ukuthi always on your toes. Yeah, stay on your toes.
What I'm trying to figure out is what does it look like being on your toes? Because this show is for actors by actors. It's for upcoming actors. It's for lovers of acting. It's for people that already have years in the game, but they've forgotten certain things. So I'm always careful not to put a blanket statement on things. I want to know examples that are practical so that our community that we are building can go home and say, Yazin, let me try this exercise.
Mina mfethu angeke mina ngize ngikutshela manga or ngikhuluma manga ukuthi there's a formula, there's a certain formula that you can apply as an actor. No, it also goes back to lento bengikhuluma ngayo. You need to understand this person.
Yeah.
Qala before uya kuphi.
I love that.
Understand this person qala. And because Tina as performers, as artists, singayenza into eyi-one right now, but i-mandate is different.
Always.
You understand? Ukuthi bak-assigne la wena for ini. It's different. So mina ngakutshela ukuthi hayi sebenzisa i-method. Yabona mawusebenzisa i-method every day. Now have a book called An Actor Prepares by Stanislavski. Yabona lapho. Yabona lapho. Ngiyakutshela mfana, you'll be no. I mean I can't sit here and tell you that, but I can sit here and tell you ukuthi if you understand this, ne ngaphakathi nangaphandle, this being will guide you.
How do I get to understand this?
This thing needs you to be brave, like you're saying now. There's stuff that you wouldn't want to go to about yourself, but you learn first. You need to learn to love yourself. Uzithande, thanda everything about you. Understand ukuthi mangithi mina ngithanda ikhala yellow. Why? What? Mangibona uyellow uyenzani kimi? You understand? So uyellow mele usparke something kimi. Mangabe usparka something uyenzani? So you start understanding akusizinto ezinkulu, just the little things. You take note of what you do each and every day mawuvuka. What's the first thing you do? When you look into the mirror, ubonani? Do you feel a need of having a conversation with the person that you see in the mirror? If you feel it, do it. Do it. Ukuthi ukhulume naye lo muntu lo. Or if you want to ask them questions, bazokutshela. And ila kuwe this thing, you'll know the truth. You know the truth.
I think you and I connected greatly over the years in the work is because of we live from almost the similar space, the inside out. We approach a lot of things from the inside out, because the journey that you're speaking about, I've spoken to other actors who are just like, no, I need everything that's external. I don't want to get inside. I move from the outside, and I will do whatever it takes not to even go inside. Or by the time I go inside, it was because I've exhausted everything outside externally. But I'm noticing that your approach is almost from the inside out. See you, understand you, align with you, and then bring that you as a vessel to do the work.
Yes.
You've done a lot of work. When we Mashasha, I mean, we still don't know. We need to sort out those royalties because they play that thing so many times. And this is kati besnana mafika tinabanye. So
Yeah.
a lot has shifted. We were young, we were
Sure.
ambitious. We were,
Yeah.
I mean, it was not your first production, but it was it was my first on-screen captured production. Then and since then you did a lot of Mzansi movies as well. There was a time when you and Sana were like doing a lot of work in that space. And then you've moved on, obviously, we've done some characters that we're going to unpack, but I want to, we kind of unpack all of them.
Shout out to Sanam Khune.
Yeah.
She's doing the most.
She is.
She's doing umsebenzi omuhle,
Yeah.
omuhle kakhulu.
It's beautiful to see her here.
Ngiyamjabulela kakhulu. Yes.
She's gonna be sitting in that couch sometime soon.
Okay.
But let's talk about Lokshin lyrics. You played Ustapura Day. It's Kotan. You gave me that Menzi Nkubane vibe. Because I've always used to tell you that you and that brother, he was either, there was some relation between the two of you, you know?
Yes.
But let's talk about just that role. What did that role bring for you? Because it's one of the roles that stands out.
Wow. Location lyric. Hey, mangicabanga nge-location lyric uthi ngikhali. Location lyric. Location lyric is the show that launched me.
Yeah.
My first lead, TV lead. That's my first lead, and having to play Ustapura, because mina mangifika lapha ngiyo audition. I remember, I still remember nelanga enga audition ngalo. I was coming from an audition ebe Sasani Rhythm City. I was auditioning lapha ku Rhythm City, and so kawabona nema uyo audition. You know, there and then with isan ishingpatyazi.
Yeah.
So ngisuka kule audition ye Rhythm City with the energy yokuthi isan. Yeah, it was a terrible audition. It was a terrible audition, and manje mele ngibuyele kasi at the time ngisahlala eDavidton. Mele ngibuyele kasi. So we had this movement, some upcoming artists, because besifuna ukuzibona sithi hayi ngithola silina ama auditions. So we had this WhatsApp group. I still even remember the name of the WhatsApp group. It was titled Lights, Camera, Action. So yeah, bekunama artists, but even Sanam Khune I think was in that group. You as well, ne?
I wasn't part of that group, but I heard about auditions through people who were.
Yeah. So mangiphume Sasani, then there's this brief elapaya kule group. It's an open audition, but I know amanje ama auditions amanje. And I'm like, okay, I only have taxi fare izongibuyisela eDavidton, and manje sengisedropini. What do I do? Akuphi lama auditions aseMill Park 1+1. I think walk.
You walked.
I walked from town
Susanna.
from a Wanderers.
Oh yes.
From Wanderers, la bekumele ngithathe khona itaxi because bese ngizongena itaxi because I was undecided actually ukuthi ngiye or ngingayi. Mara le distance isana. Mara ngithi yazini athi ngiye ngifike lapha, it's a full house mangifika. It's a full house, big names.
Yeah.
The creme de la creme of the industry, kugcwele, and Elosos Cat, I think they had been there for like hours, so you can imagine bakhathele, even the people abazoyenza, like the production people bakhathele. Ngithi la. So I get a script la ngitazeni, I think ngenze uspikiri. Ngenze uspikiri ngishaye lapha ya. Because I remember besingena ngamaphezi.
Yeah.
And I don't know, somehow uNkulunkulu wenza ukuthi during leso sikhathi lezo kube khona amantombazana amaningi ebebazoyenza uNhlanhla, who was the girlfriend to
girlfriend,
Stapura.
yes.
So bathi eish siyakubona wenzile siyacela ukuthi uridele laba ezwe lo Khoza. So amongst those girls, the women ebebada very talented actors. Talented actors. I recall ngingena no Mandisa Nduna. Mandisa from Class Act.
Love that woman. I love that woman.
What a performer.
Yeah.
What a performer. I recall ngingena no Zikhona Bali.
Okay.
Tsholofelo Masego. Like,
Wow.
mfethu. So nami, that on its own, iyangikhuthaza ukuthi mfethu lahlela, because these people balapha phakathi. Yes, you might have auditioned for speaker, but nala, treat this as your audition as well.
Yeah.
Ngidlale lo Stapura. So because being in a character beef, they just said it's Khotane. So I would observe, because the culture in Khotane, it was something
very big at the time, yeah.
Very big, huge. Especially kasi. So I would see le ntwana lezi man zenza whatever ziyenzayo, like yeah, observing it. Okay, ngithi on that little information enginayo, let me try my best. Let me try my best ukuthi ngithope yabo. Ngingene ngishaye ngingene. And each and every time ngiyazitshela manje I'm having a conversation with myself mangiloko ngiphumile ngale ngilanda sengizoncedisa lo. I need this one, this take mangizoshaya lo. It needs to go a notch up. You understand? A notch higher. And ngilo ngithi by the time ngiphuma, I knew there was a chance, a little chance ukuthi bebangangibiza for a callback, and of which they did, bangibiza for a callback, ngahamba, and the rest was history. I was Stapura. Another thing about what made this character Stapura special to me. Mina ngikhulele, as much as ngikhulele Davidton.
Yeah.
Ubaba wami ongizalayo, the late Braselby. Grew up in Guatemala, so this show was shot in Guatemala, and I have a history
there, yeah.
Guatemala, because I was moving between Tsakane and Davidton. So Guatemala, my dad used to own a shop and a tavern. So being no spanada, like coming up, just nje before ngizoba a teenager and stuff. So being sebenzela khona lapho. So I would cruise nje around the streets of Guatemala with my bike, my mountain bike back in the day. So lela kasi bengilazi the way lingakhona. So and to come back after years, election, it was very special.
Yeah.
It was very special. So I could relate with the environment at the time. And at the same time, now, what I appreciated about Ilokonya, because like South Africa, we don't get time to prepare.
Yeah.
We don't get
the script.
Yes.
Sometimes if you are, you can even get it today and shoot tomorrow.
You know.
Yeah.
So with election lyric, at least I had like 3 weeks.
Wow.
To balance things out.
That's
That Bible, 13 episodes, bruh. I had time, and I had the time to even go to Guatemala just to feel the spirit. Sendawo, okay, this is the hood. This is where I'm going to be working. This guy comes from this place. Now I'm collecting now serious information, observing certain nuances of how they do things. You understand? So it gave me a chance ukuthi ngiconnecte even better ne character. So that is why ngithi mangimele ngikhulume ngoStapura ukuthi ngakhala, because it's that character ingilonchile, and till this day I still have people calling me uStapura. Nginomkhaba ngingaka. Ifethu.
Awasafaka amacici akho lapha la, but still bayabona. But for me, also Stapura, I love the fact that you did not play, you gave Stapura a human face.
Yes.
Because it's easy when we're playing characters that are famous. You know, Ikotane, we already saw them for wasting amayogati nani. But when you played that character, we saw the human face, we saw the struggle with the relationship, we saw this, you know, the hustling, the character part of the person were very important. But also, I mean, being your first real official role as a lead, what was different than all the other sets? What did you learn from being on set as a number 1, 2, 3 on the call sheet?
It comes with a lot of responsibility. Firstly, you are responsible for when to stay sane. You understand? Because now the schedules, now our schedules are tight.
Yeah.
Are tight. The schedules are tight. So you need to, like I mentioned earlier, you need to be on your toes every time. You find what on the day you're shooting 13, 14, 16 scenes.
Imagine.
You understand? You're shooting 16 scenes, kusasa bakulahlela 10.
Yeah.
And you always come back exhausted.
Yeah.
But because there's this thing la ngaphakathi, it fulfills. There's nothing engakufulfilla njengokwenza into oyithandayo.
Yeah.
Into oyithandayo. And again, going back to the character yakastapura, I almost forgot because you mentioned even the similarities with the late Ubaba Menzingubane, may his soul rest in peace. I admired that man kakhulu, umsebenzi wakhe kakhulu. The way he did things, the behavior and everything. So, and one of the shows I was in, ebengizithanda ubambo lwami. So there was the character Gamaz, there was these little things that so I couldn't help but I don't know, man, this character, because as sometimes as much as we want a character to lead you, no, as much as we want to lead a character sometimes corner, and be like, oh wow, okay, ngifike kanjani la. You understand? Because we are doing the subconscious consciously, or the conscious subconsciously.
Yeah.
Yes. So I enjoyed kakhulu on the set ye-Lokshin Lyric. I enjoyed kakhulu. Ingilonchile, ingifundise izinto eziningi about how to handle yourself as a professional actor who's now a leading guy. You understand? A leading guy, the responsibilities that come with it. And yeah, man, Lokshin Lyric was the best.
It was. I mean, I loved you there, and I continue to. I mean, I've always been the guy that would, if I see you on something and I'll inbox and say, Ndwana, you're killing this role, you're doing this. Because for me, it's also important that whenever we are building and we're doing what we do, we still get affirmation in one shape or form, especially from people that know the craft. Some people enjoy because they enjoy what we do, but it's nice when somebody who knows what it takes also says, I see what you do. Then I want to get into a character that was short-lived because it was not, but very, I wanted to speak about him because you made different choices to give us this character, and this is Uzakes on Isibaya.
Uzakes,
Yeah.
We hardly find time to prepare. Yeah. So, I was called like Vandag kusasa shoot.
Yeah.
So I didn't get enough time to actually consciously
make decisions.
Make decisions based on the information the character enginikeza yona. Mangiqala ngithi ngiyayikhulumisa, you understand. However, I was led by the story.
Yeah.
I was led by the story. Isibaya. Yeah, I was led by the story of the arrival of Utabula.
Yes.
And Utabula was this other character.
Wild.
Wild. Uhamba nalamachita.
Yeah.
Ayazenzela balihlaza labafana babuye emlazi. You understand? Understand? I needed to even go to the point ukuthi ingazi ukuthi abachita wasemlazi behave kanjani, but mina I sort of let me give you something engiyicabangayo
Yeah, my
as
own
opposed to
interpretation.
the full
Yeah,
truth
yeah.
of what's happening emlazi namachita khona and how they behave. And however, the story was there to highlight the arrival yakadabula ukuthi okay udabula ufikile. And yeah, I had a good time
I love
shooting
that
it.
character.
I had a good time. It was a couple of calls.
Yeah.
It was a couple of calls. I enjoyed being on the show.
Isibaya.
Isibaya
Yeah.
was big.
Yeah.
And I remember ngisayenza umlilo ngithi hey, I want to be
There.
I want to be on Isibaya. I want to be on Isibaya. I think I'm ready. My Zulu is polished.
Yeah.
I want to be on Isibaya. Yabo. So it was short lived, unfortunately.
But it's good to know that you've been there. When people are speaking about Isbaya, its
Yes, I did
legacy.
contribute.
Yeah, you can say, no, that season,
Yes.
when he arrived with me. You know, the wildness. For me, what I liked about this particular character versus some of the other roles I had seen you play was because he was a bit rude out there. Yes, you've played the hood, but he had a different texture, which I'm always excited about, seeing the different textures that people present in different shows.
Yes,
and
yes.
that's why I was like, no, we can't have this conversation and not visit him.
And also the directors, mawusebenza nama-directors, ashaya isipana, sazi isipana, they will help you, back-assist esethini, ukuthi okay man, let's, because as much as we are information-based, ne, we kumele si-explore. There are certain things that we need to explore. And with Isibaya, what I loved was sometimes you can get the text, but the text, ayiphi life yalento lesifuna ukuthi. Then you understand, siyiphilise thina by exploring, because we believe ukuthi thina sine this artistic ability of telling this story, as long as sizohamba ngaleya guideline.
Yeah.
So yeah, what fascinated me was that, you understand, with the directors, everyone on set. Yeah, I had a great experience shooting Isbaya.
How important is it to speak? I mean, this is the first time I'm realizing as you're speaking that I've never asked an actor this question on this show, but how important is it to the relationship an actor has with the director, the relationship an actor has with the crew, the relationship that an actor has with maybe even, we speak a lot about the fellow cast members, but let's touch on these two. Cast, I mean, the relationship you have with the director and the one that you have with the crew.
It's very crucial that you have a good relationship with everyone. But I know, usise empilweni ayikho into perfect.
Yeah.
Ayikho into perfect, but when number one, you need to go there knowing ukuthi ngiyeleni. Ngiyosebenza lapha. And the sole purpose of you being there is to tell that story. And nabo, it's the same purpose, is to tell the story. So that story is bigger than anyone who's on set. So it needs you to have a great relationship with everyone.
Because everyone is helping to tell the story.
For what? Because at the end of the day, you are not there to showcase yourself. You are there just to tell the story as truthful as possible.
Mthandeni. I mean, Umlilo, when it came with fire. There was a lot of publicity around it at the time. You know, it was banging, even the photo shoots and everything that we were putting out there. It was a production. Everybody was like, okay, what's happening? And you come and you play Mthandeni, and I, as an audience member, remember him as a very dark character, but maybe you might have a different experience of him. So tell us about your journey with Mthandeni. How do you get into Umlilo?
Umlilo came at a time where impilo was very, very difficult. I had not worked for not even a year and a half. It's over a year, 2 years, close to 2 years, without work.
Booking. Yeah, and it can be quiet in this
without
game.
work. So it came at a time bekunyiwa bra, bekunzima. I remember in that season, I was all over here, consistently attending auditions, these auditions, going to my auditions, going to callbacks, and I would be called back for 95 of the stuff, for 95%, I mean, stuff of the stuff that I was auditioning for. I would be called back for bafuna ukungibona nje. I was very hungry. What happened with Umlilo? I had come from a Sasani, attending a callback because my agent at the time was just around the corner, Sasani. So ngithi hayi man ngiqedile la nge-callback athi hayi man sekunesikhathi ngingababoni hayi man athi ngivakashele mawulidi yabo umvakashele hi mamzo hey kunjani nje like man I was just touching base since being la le Khoza as I was about to like walk out ngivalelisa and stuff and then but Phumello wait sesakusendela na ibrief yomlilo I'm like no kuyenzakalani oh yeah bane audition right now as we speak as we speak okay kuphi Mill Park same venue
Wena le Mill Park kuyahlangana.
same venue
Wow.
well okay shapa ngithazena ethi bangiprintela iscript so manje ngida itaxini baba hayi yimi nescript I'm mumbling my lines there I ngiye but now excuse me but now the character bengi auditionella is a bit younger and we lawyer they needed someone I ngithathe audition and then 2 weeks later bayangibiza for a call back but now wasayenzile yenza umthandeni manje ubani umthandeni abanginikeza ibrief umthandeni is this guy obuya what was the place in the story ebulalela where umnqobi Hamilton Dlami's character comes from where the fire happened and everything so it's that place is in KZN so I needed to bring in my Zulu my KZN dialect so
how did you find that, by the way? Because I see there's a lot of that, and we speak a lot about it with Okolane, our director here. Yes. Sometimes it's overdone in the industry because it's not justified. The character is from Soweto, and they're supposed to speak. You know, in this case, Umthandeni was coming from a KZN, which is understandable. But it's also something that is just a thing where now it's like, if it's Okulume Zulu, this is the kind of Zulu you need to bring on the show. And sometimes I wonder, are we authentic to it? I mean, we don't sound like that.
It also goes back to, do you have enough time to prepare? Do we have enough time to prepare?
True.
You understand?
Yeah.
Singena go flight mode. Singena go flight mode. You find everyone sounding the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember having this conversation with one actor I'm admire kakhulu ubab Desmond Dube. Athi man khona this thing man eyenzwayo kulamalanga man every time mazokhulunywa isiZulu everyone was like lalela
isibaya
ngenziwa kanje.
I blame it on them because after they came on akekho umunye umuntu ophinde wa actor normal. We lost it. But anyway, you got back to Umthandeni.
Yes, ngamthola Umthandeni and I got to work with
amazing cast.
Amazing cast. Imagine if you are in the same cast list as Unomzamo Mbatha, Hamilton Dlamini, who else? Umzwandile. Was it Umzwandile?
I don't remember.
Mr. Ngubeni.
Yeah.
we had talent.
Yeah.
You understand? And the crew, the best in the industry.
Yeah.
The best in the industry. And then Saibuza till today, why did they cancel that show?
We'll always have the conversation about
Why
that in
did
this
they
country.
cancel that show was fire, bruh. Mina ngizokutshela i-relationship yami naleyo show. My relationship with the show started even way before I joined the show. From season 1. Mina I was on season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Season 1. I remember watching the first episode with my family. Kunyiwa, bruh. We were watching, and I was with my woman. I was like, "Eish, ngifuna ukuba lapha." I want, and ukuyikhuluma lento ne.
Yeah.
It's very important.
It is.
Ukukhuluma. Ngifuna ukuba lapha. Ngifuna ukuba lapha, ngifuna ukuba lapha. Idluli season 1, but it's season 2. Season 2 iye because at the time I was still searching for an agent. Ngena agent at the time. Iye season 2. And then I got called by a casting director in yayo khona lapha eQuizzical. Izwakala mfethu, but this role esinayo, man, it's a one call umuntu appear nje one scene and then that's it. I went audition, but I never got it.
Because it was not yet time.
It was not yet time. It was not for me. And then ngayithola ke umlilo and the experience. I was on season 2, season 3 and season 4. And I had a great experience. Ne story bosibona besigijima lesa story, it was drama.
It was. And
Drama
I mean,
wire.
the talent was great. I do think that they did try to bring it up in another show, like try to create some of the relationships in different shows later. But we know that when we're entering this space in this country, it's never permanent. You hope that you just have what you have today, and then the rest of it, it's just hope and faith. But we are running out of time, but I want to touch on something because you said which both pege with your partner, and you said I wanted to be there.
Yes.
I want to touch a little bit on that because being a man in this industry can be hard because we grew up in our household being providers, being this, you're supposed to be this and supposed to be that. And this industry of ours sometimes makes it hard because the gaze can be far in between. When it's good, but the silence can be long. How has the creative journey impacted your romantic life and you building a family? Because I know you're a father now and all of that.
Bina, I'm one of the luckiest. Okay, well, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed beyond measure. That my woman is also an artist. You understand? We met a queen, audition.
Yabona wayibelele audition. Yeah.
Sahlangana equeue ku-audition and yeah man, yeah i-journey yami naye lo mama lo yaqala lapho and it was a journey yokuthi isaxabana on the first day equeuing because bengimfohla, but something man, about her makaloku angithethisa nje through me to her and then I started knowing her masiloko attend my auditions and I understand that the relationship grew and we 10 years later we still together.
That's beautiful.
We're still together and now ngibonga uNkulunkulu kakhulu each and every day ukuthi ungilethele umuntu who doesn't only understand the industry but who understand mina as a person, as a person who ngifunani, as a man who saw something in me because I've always had a vision. Ukuthi ngifuna ukuzibona ngikuphi ngesikhathi esithize, but sometimes it happens ukuthi the deadlines and sinokuzifakela i-pressure ngama deadlines and everything, but singareach it doesn't mean sifailile. We're still alive. We're still here. We need just to keep going. Silandela le phupho leli. But now, uNkulunkulu wasiblessa sabanabantwana nengqondo zavuleka ke manje ukuthi okay, what else can we do now? We see now kunabantwana, we need to provide for the family. We need to khulisa le family. And we can't sikhulise on an experience about stop and go, stop and go, stop, go, stop, go. You understand? We need something on the side. That's when singena ke in the business world. See establish these little businesses and then started hustling wamanyama fields and then I started now I discovered that I had this other skill ngasikhulisa naso leso skill. I'm also by the way I'm a graphic designer.
Beautiful.
I'm a graphic designer, so that's my full-time job.
I want to unpack that when we come back because we're going to wrap up today's conversation here. But there is a show that is coming up that you are working on, which we can't discuss much about. So I want you to commit to us that you will return. And in your return, I want us to have 2 conversations this time around. I want to speak about this new show, the character and the break in between. But I also want to speak about the importance of diversifying as an actor and finding other things and means to do what you need to do. So please commit to returning and let's unpack that when the time allows.
Yeah. Mfethu kusekhaya la. Kusekhaya. I'm a friend of this show and mfethu mawungabe uyangidinga you just hit me up and I'll be here.
Definitely, because I think there's so much we spent a lot of time, there's so many characters you've played, but there was a lot more. For me, I have these conversations for more than just about the conversation. I mean, it's more than about what we do as actors. It's about the actor being holistic, you know.
Yeah,
you are a whole human being. Yes, we're here to celebrate the work that you've done. Yes, we're here to unpack some of the roles that you've played.
Yes,
but I'm more interested in who's playing the role.
Yes,
because
of course.
That's the vessel that and you've honored us with some of your experiences. You've honored us with your truth. You've honored us with, for me, my greatest takeaway is this, finding that alignment. Because I know that just because you're saying it to us is what I connected to throughout the years over your work. You've also played other characters. I mean, you took over Big D on a play.
Hey, wow.
I created that character a few years later through life being life had to go.
Yeah.
And when they told me that it was you playing that character,
Hey,
I was like, where in the world,
Sure.
What are the chances, So we've got things to talk about that we still need to unpack. When I pick your theater journey, and then of course this role that you are playing right now. But as we wrap up, I want you to speak to actors that are fathers, that are partners, who are experiencing the dryness of the season. And kunzima sebaluze ne-inspiration. Omunye sekaze athi yazi mhlawumbe nayo lento levele ayikho ayisebenzi. I want you to look at that camera and just speak to that actor, because somebody out there, we're losing too many people that we should not be losing.
It's sad. I think anyone ohlezi ekhaya who is a creative, not just actors. I understand ukuthi this industry of ours kunokuba nama dry seasons. Ngicela ungaluzi hope. Ungaluzi hope mntana kithi. Rather ukhule from this experience, because it's just a phase. It's only a phase ozoba kuyo. Mina nje into engakufiselayo ukuthi ukhule into expand as a person, as a ungene ku business. You understand? Ungene try different things ongazenza esayitini, but keep that dream alive. Keep that hope alive. There's so much that you can do around. You understand? Yonke lento le. engenza ukuthi okay financially ube right endlini mawungabe ubaba ukwazi lokunja ukuprovidela izingane zakho ube right, you understand, kodwa ungaluzi hope. Akulahlwa mbeleko ngakufelwa, akulahlwa mbeleko ngakufelwa. Explore other things, man. Outside your Khoza, this umbrella my creatives. Explore. You'll find something, but keep this one alive. Keep this one alive. Uzoba right.
I love it there. Keep the dream alive. Whatever you need to do, whether it's to water it with conversations like these or to go out there and say to the world, hey, I'm an actor, but you still have to do other things. It's okay. It's really okay. Where do we find you in the socials? How do people connect and follow you? What is next for you as we wrap up?
All right, bazongithola ku Facebook Phumello Khoza kamoyo, and on Instagram Phumello Khoza at Phumello Khoza. I mean ngayihlika inqola ka Twitter.
All right.
Ngayihlika inqola ka Twitter. Mina mfethu mina emotional, so inqola ye Twitter.
It was not for you.
And these.
Thank you so much, though, for coming through. All the best with the journey ahead. I am super excited to watch the next show coming up. And then we will dive deep into it once it's out there.
Ngiyabonga ukuthi ungibizile, and thanks to your viewers abayibukile njengamanje. Nabo bangaba baka-subscribe, mabasubscribe kule channel.
Do the things.
Mabasubscribe kule channel bazothola yonke le information abayidingayo.
Folks, you know what they say on set. It is a wrap. Till we meet again with another exciting, talented storyteller. I'll see you when I see you. Get the word out there, share our content, and let people know that this is the show to be at. My name is Sipho. Till we meet again, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap!
It's a wrap!